Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Daydream Arcade. I know that I got a little bit more of a southern drawl going on this one, but I just feel like doing it because it's hot as balls out. And today, I'm Darryl.
That didn't even sound like country. That just sounded like you slurring your way through that fucking sentence. Holy shit. Yeah.
I think I may have am crossing over into offensive territory now, so I'm going to stop. Welcome back to Spicy Reddit Stories. This week, actually, you know what? Maybe that was a little bit of an overreaction. But this week, we're doing the subreddit, Am I Overreacting? If you guys have never met us, I'm Darryl. This is my co-host, Brianna. Each week, we read some of the spiciest Reddit stories that the internet has to offer, had offered, will offer, and we read them to you. And we give our thoughts on the matter. Before we begin, bestie, I just came back from New York City.
You did?
The place where I always meme about me being from. Or, well, that I always say that I'm a New Yorker, but I never grew up in New York City.
But you're still a New Yorker. Just
I am
not the city.
Yeah, just not that New Yorker.
Not
because
that
a
kind
lot
of
of places,
New Yorker.
Nope. A lot of places where you travel for upstate New Yorkers, people will ask where you're traveling from. And when you say New York, they're like, oh, that's cool. I've never been to New York City. It's like, no.
Nope.
Nope.
There's
there.
more. I promise.
But yeah, I went down with Morgan. Went to visit two of our friends for one of their birthdays, and it was incredible. The last night we went to a gay club called Bossa Nova.
Ooh.
And it was fantastic. Had a lot of good food. We only went to one classic place known for their food. We went to Katz's Deli, and let me tell you, that pastrami sandwich, I don't eat pastrami very often, and I am also not a mustard fan, as you know, and some of you might know, but we got a really thick-ass pastrami sandwich that they're really known for. They're known for their thick asses, their thick sandwiches.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say how much I paid for it. You can look it up. A lot of people will say it's a tourist trap, and maybe at this point it is a tourist trap. But it's the oldest Jewish deli in, I want to say, the country. And man, food is good. It's a little stressful though, because you walk in, they give you a ticket, and if you I know y'all didn't ask for this, but I'm going to give it to you. Skip to this time code if you're bored. And they basically tell you, do not lose this ticket, because if you lose it, it's $50. You have to pay them $50. Because basically, that's the way that they take your order, is you have your ticket, and it has like things on the back, and they circle them. You go up, you order your sandwich in one line, and then way down the line, that's where you can get your sides and your drinks. So if you go with people, it is a little stressful, because the staff are more than willing to give you shit for not doing the right thing. And
I will never go to that place, because that's like that's like that's a person with social anxiety's worst nightmare.
You can go. And they have table service now. Oh. So you can skip all of that. You can also order it to go. But we got the full Katz's experience.
I feel like they'll call me a slur.
They will not do that. There's the line, the people working the line, it's so diverse. The chances of them calling you a slur are slim to none. You're more than likely going to be called a slur by a patron in the restaurant. But the thing moves so fast. I'm pretty sure that if someone got caught calling you a slur, they would be served in the sandwiches.
In the sandwiches. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
What happened to Robert? He called Brianna a thing, and now he's tomorrow's meat.
Yum.
But anyway, fantastic. Enjoyed it. Now I'm back up here. It's 95 fucking degrees. I hate it. I hate my existence. This shirt might come off at some point in this episode.
Valid.
Not this one, though.
Oh my god, hide the nips. Hide your nips.
I'm going to try, but they might come out in this episode. Yeah. But what have you been up to, bestie?
Oh man, I have just been working, but I did have a 3-day weekend, so that was pretty awesome. And I basically just slept and did laundry the entire time. And then on Sunday, I went to my girlfriend's house because they went on a trip, and then they came back, and then I just stayed over until today. And then I went to work. And now I'm here.
I don't know why, but for some reason I thought you saying I went over to my girlfriend's house and then following it up with because she was on a trip. And then I thought that you had just gone over and just hung out.
I'm just
alone
in their house. Just hanging out with their roommate, like, nah.
Yeah. And their cat, too.
Yeah, two of them.
Two
of them.
Anyway, speaking of two of them, there's two of us.
Two of us.
We read Reddit stories. What do you say we get into them?
Yes.
Before we also get into them, you guys get these episodes on the go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and more.
Fuck yes. Okay.
All right. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. Alrighty. My first post was posted by Foot Loosey Goosey. Am I overreacting for wanting to cut off my friend because she wants to leave her husband for going blind? That's a crazy title. I won't lie.
Yeah.
My friend.
I got all these stories today, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. My friend, 28 female, just got married a few months ago. Her husband, 32 male, recently found out he has a degenerative eye condition. Nothing sudden, but he'll gradually lose vision over time, eventually going blind. We were hanging out in a small friend group setting when she told us the news. She was saying how she's not sure she can handle it and planning to divorce him. Y'all have been married for a few months? Okay. Her words, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't say much in the moment, but it completely changed how I see her. Like, you just took vows. He was the love of your life, your best friend, blah, blah, blah. I know health stuff can be scary, and you were planning to live happy, young lives together, but this felt insanely shallow. Now I'm seriously debating distancing myself from her. I've known her for years, but that was cold.
Yeah. My God. Also, there's a line in traditional vows about being together through sickness and in health. What is she just like, well, they said nothing about blindness.
they didn't mention blindness.
Jesus, man. Love really is blind, I guess.
Yeah, me personally, I don't think they're overreacting. I would also be like, you're so quick to leave your spouse when you just got married because he has an eye condition. And it's not even sudden. It's just he'll gradually lose vision over time.
Right.
And you're still like,
not for me.
Not for me. He's going to lose his eyes.
Oh, God. The way that the friend is kind of posing this and kind of sitting on this situation kind of feels like they're treating it as if they just went blind.
It just immediately.
It's over.
It's like, what?
I mean, isn't there something kind of romantic in that you now have some borrowed time? Wouldn't you want to go see the world together or go do things? I mean, I don't know your financial situation, but like this gives you guys an opportunity to, all jokes aside, value your time together more.
Yeah.
And when he eventually does go blind, it's not like you're not gonna be able to
blindsided.
Value your
sorry.
That you're not gonna be able to value your time then either. It's just gonna be in a different capacity.
Yeah, like you're still the same person you married and you wanted to get married to. What happened?
He just doesn't have eyes. Or he just won't have eyes.
His eyes left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, man, I don't.
I would feel very weird about having this person in my life because it's like, what if something happens to me? Then you're just not going to be my friend anymore. Seems like a very wishy-washy person, and I don't like those.
I got a paper cut from a cardboard box. You gonna leave me?
Yeah. Shouldn't have been a pussy to get cut by a cardboard box.
Cardboard box paper cuts are the worst form of paper cut.
No, they are.
Okay.
I've gotten many of them at work.
Yeah, they suck. I remember when I
fun.
worked at the post office, I was carrying a box of hockey sticks, and
sticks?
stupidly,
Yeah.
I was working at the post office at the time. You know, you get packages
Oh,
every once in a while.
You're right.
Yeah. Did I say my job, or did I say the post office before?
No, you said the post office, but I forgot that packages are a thing. I was just like, letters?
So there are these bins that you put the mail into, and I saw one that was just that had a little bit of a gap in the back, so I reached up really high and I tried to put it in, and as I placed it in, I lost grip, and my hands are over this thing. I can't quickly pull them out. The thing slides and just cuts my thumb. Pretty nasty. And I remember walking up and down looking for a first aid kit.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah,
someone eventually found me.
I recently got it's not this one. Shadow gave me this one. But you can kind of see the scar a little tiny bit right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was a big ass one from a cardboard box from work a few weeks ago. I was like,
you want to see mine from a cardboard box that still hasn't left my fucking leg? Hang on.
Let me see that shit.
Look at this.
Look at this.
That. You see that?
I do.
You see that? Yeah.
You see that?
Cardboard box, baby.
That? Cardboard boxes. They're menaces.
Yeah. If I ever see that bitch on the sidewalk, on site.
This top comment by Betty B. Getty McClin. I don't know.
Betty be getting it in.
Betty B. Getty McKin.
No, I know that's not what it says. I just wanted to say Betty be getting it in.
Hey.
Good for her.
Good for her. I'm shocked at these comments. Not overreacting. She's a horrendous person. Not worth it as a friend. The argument is if she isn't going to be happy with him blind, she should leave him, because if not, they'd both be miserable. I understand that. In a boyfriend, not your fucking husband. She said those vows in sickness and in health. You think about all situations before getting married. What you do if your partner got sick, cheated, divorced you. You have to if you're going to be a responsible spouse.
And reasonable.
And reasonable. She should not have married him knowing she wasn't going to stick by him in sickness and in health. It was inherently selfish in all aspects. Not only did she completely disrespect her vows, she's basically kicking a man she's supposed to love when he's already down. Fuck that woman. People like that and anyone who supports them makes me sick. Drop her. Drop her immediately. Also, read someone else saying that sometimes this disease could take years, even decades, to fully blind someone. And that makes it so much worse. Because instead of being at least grateful, she could have her sighted husband for a potential few more years, or even fucking weeks would be okay with me if I was in this situation. She just called it quits, just like that, with only a diagnosis. God is that shallow. Edit to say, once you're married, you're family. Would you do this to your family? Would you do this to your family? What would you do with John Quinones?
With who?
John Quinones?
Am I married to John Quinones in this situation? Well, I mean, yes, obviously. No, I would not leave John. Why would I leave him? Because
what would you do?
regardless of the diagnosis, if you love somebody, you get through shit together.
Yeah.
Under certain circumstances. Obviously, like abuse, etc. But no, I wouldn't leave my partner or my husband or my wife because of just a diagnosis.
Something they can't help.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're acting like he had a say in being diagnosed with this. It's like,
and let's say he had, right? Like he hadn't eaten his carrots as a kid and now he's gonna go blind. Because my parents said that all the time, that if I don't eat my carrots, I'm gonna go blind. I don't know if anybody
Really?
else's parents said that. Yeah.
no.
Well, then my family must just be weird.
I was going to make a joke.
Even if it was something that it was an Asian joke, wasn't it? It was probably going to
No.
be an Asian. Oh.
What Asian joke could I possibly say in this situation?
I don't know, something about vegetables. I don't
Vegetables. Okay.
If it was something that my husband could help, that Johnny boy could help, even then, if it was his fault, I would still be with him. Be like, we can work through this together. We can do X, Y, Z. We can.
Shit happens, man.
Yeah.
That's lame as fuck
shit
to
happens.
just give up, especially on your husband. What? Why? What are we doing? Hey guys, what are we doing?
Would you guys leave your husband or wife or spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner?
Or them friend? They friend?
Yeah, anybody.
All right. Next one.
All right, y'all. This is a visual one, so if audio listeners, I'm sorry, but we do have the video episodes on Spotify now. I don't think Apple does that, but
I don't think Apple does that. He turned into a fucking robot.
you guys can tell that this episode is AI generated
Yup.
because of that. Anyway, yeah, we're dead, guys. This is we haven't been making actual content now for months. This has all been replaced by AI.
Yeah.
Look how many fingers I have. I did that because I don't know if Will wants to tack on an extra finger.
You just see it one growing.
Like Pinocchio. Oh, God. All right, this was posted by Straight Trip 9142. Am I overreacting for thinking this is a normal group photo pose? Okay. So, Will, throw up the photo. I, 23 male, went to a meet and greet to see some members of a YouTube channel called Donut Media. I went to this meet and greet alone, even though I did invite my significant other, 24 female, which was busy during the event, but she said it was okay to go without her. She asked how the event went, and I sent her this photo, not really thinking much of it. Like, I had about 30 seconds to take a photo and get some signatures on a poster, so with that limited time, I didn't really pre-plan ahead how I was going to pose. I'm naturally kind of an awkward person, so I defaulted to just having my arm around everyone's shoulder. Anyways, I'm sure y'all at home can figure out where this is going if you're looking at the photo. Anyways, my significant other ghosted me out of anger/sadness and said that I was basically crossing the line by putting my arm around the lady to the left of me. Parentheses, I am wearing the blue shirt. And the pose they were in, leaning towards me. Yeah, I could see on your face that you are just as confused as I was. I managed to discuss it with her after her ghosting stopped, and she expressed that if the roles were reversed, that I'd also be upset. But in reality, I'd be happy for her if she got to meet someone that she supports. I don't have attractions toward anyone, and I don't have anything to hide. It's not like I put my arm around their waist or anything like that. My left arm is blocked by another arm going across everyone's shoulder. Ask away if you have questions, but am I overreacting by saying this is normal and defending myself, or am I in the wrong for this? I also realized that I didn't say it in the last post, but no, bro, you are not overreacting.
Oh, I said it in the
Cool. As long as one of us said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you are not overreacting. That's insane behavior for your partner to lose their mind over that. You're literally just standing there like,
Yep.
What? You're not doing anything wrong, dude.
Yup.
What
Also,
the hell?
yeah, if you look at the photo, obviously the second girl furthest to his left, you can't see where his arm ends, but you can, if you zoom in, you can clearly see that his arm is, like he said, not on waist. It's kind of, you can see a little bit of his arm extending between the two women's heads.
Yeah. It's not even on the girl that's closest to him.
No, not
if
at
anything,
all.
I feel like his arm is like on the dude's on the right. I feel like they would kind of be like.
Yeah. Can you imagine his arm just fully extended all the way to the dude on the
No, I feel like they're touching arms a little.
God, I wonder, just like your arms are longer than the length of your body.
Aren't there some people that no?
Not maybe somewhere, but
wait, the width? Yeah.
No, I didn't mean to say width. I meant to say
like,
length.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I corrected myself there. I was like length. But man, that'd be crazy. Because when we were in New York, Morgan took us to the Bone Museum.
Oh.
It's a nice little museum. It's the only museum in the country that has actual human bones. Like all of the bones that are on display are actual human bones. And it's really cool. That guy, if his arms were like that, it would end up in the Bone Museum for sure. If he wanted to donate his body to science. Anyway, the top comment here is an update. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's a little intense.
Yep. So buckle in, everybody. I wanted to give a nice little lighthearted story before we get into this. Update. I've listened and tried to keep up with everyone's comments. I appreciate you all. But now that I have let her know that this is where I draw the line and call it an end, she's now threatening to end her life, and I'm in an even bigger pickle. I don't know what to do or how to feel.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, very much this girl is not stable right now. I think the last thing she should be worrying about is a relationship. Yeah, I think she needs to get herself some help.
Yep. The comment underneath it. Well, I hope you call her family and tell them about it. At this point, you have to break up with her. This is going to get worse for you if you stay with her. Document everything in case she decides to call the police on something bogus. She will pull this, I'm going to do blank if you leave me all the time. This is not normal and not how you should be treated. If you think it's getting serious, you need to call 911. Edit. None of this is your fault. You did nothing wrong. Seems whenever she has issues to deal with, she takes it to the extreme. Example, running away from home. Nothing else you can do right now. Does she have a key to your home? If not, lock all the doors/windows. You just never know what extreme she'll take right now. Make sure your immediate family knows if they see her to call you ASAP and to avoid confrontation. Sorry if this scares you, but it's just the reality of the situation since no one knows where she is or what she may do to herself or others. And, you know, other people saying that OP did the right thing, but OP replied saying, I wish I could brush it off as easy as that. Emotions are elevated and I'm pretty stressed about it still. Despite breaking up, I still care about her well-being. I just want to see her do well. And I think she will do better without me. Lots of self-healing on both ends need to happen here. Once I know she's in safe hands, I can start to decompress from all this. That is understandable. I think it is very much possible to love somebody from a distance and to wish them well, but to also remove yourself from their life.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like let's say it goes sideways for her and she does end up taking her own life. That is not on you.
No.
That is a lack of her getting the help that she really needs at this point. I don't know if you, Bestie, or anybody in the comments in our community has ever been faced with an ultimatum of like, if you don't do this, I am going to do that. To that degree of seriousness and but it's a scary thing to deal with because you care about somebody and the idea of them doing something so drastic that that feeling of you would never be able to live with yourself after that, I think is completely normal.
Yeah. A lot of the time it's a manipulation tactic because that's a form of abuse. And granted, that's not like every time. Not some people are genuinely they mean it when they give those ultimatums, and it's scary and it's sad. But a lot of the time it's used to try to control you, and it's fucked up.
Yeah. I'm not going to read this whole comment, but one last person had these words to say. You do not have the tools to provide the help she needs. If you come across a person who has fallen down a 20-foot hole and broke their leg, you have neither a rope nor a ladder, and you have nothing to set their leg. Do you stick around and try to help? No. You run to the nearest phone and call other people who can help, even if the person in the hole is begging you to stay. Why? Because they need help, and you aren't equipped to do it. Call the professionals.
Yep.
All right. We have a next day update. Next day update. She's been found and is in safe hands. Honestly, didn't expect things to go as haywire as that. Turns out, from what it sounds like, when I was updated about the search, she wasn't under the influence or had anything that would imply self-harm. I don't actually know how true this is, but I'm honestly glad that nothing actually happened and now she's in safe hands. I did not expect this post to blow up this dang much. I really appreciate everyone helping me realize things that I haven't really thought about. So with that being said, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish I could respond to everyone, but there are so many comments. I'll try and read through some during my work breaks. Also, take a break for you, my guy.
Yeah,
it's rough
to
intense. go through this. Please go out and do something that you enjoy doing, and do something that can disconnect you from this, because that's tough. It's a very very serious, very tough situation.
It's very, very sad.
In situations like that, the most that you can and should do, if you're really concerned, alert the authorities. And they'll go do a wellness check. And it looks like OP has said that they've had to deal with multiple situations of being ghosted by her when she's upset over small things. OP saying, insecurity is a very hard thing to overcome, so I try to be understanding in that aspect, but I also have to remind myself that I'm not really doing anything wrong in this photo. No one's perfect, and I'll admit there are times where I could have done better in some situations, but I always try to resolve the issue by acknowledging my mistakes and working on them so it doesn't become an issue again. Some people have told me that I should have been gone a long time ago due to this behavior, but I really have a hard time letting go of things, especially when I do love her. It's just when things get bad, they get bad. Yeah, OP, you seem like a very nice, well put together guy. I'm sorry that you, despite giving your all, that it wasn't enough. But and this isn't me shitting on the girl, but if she gets so upset over something as small and trivial as a meet and greet photo, she's got a long road ahead of her. I would be happy for my girlfriend or any other partner for that matter if they wanted to go meet another like a guy who does content or a singer or something. If they sent me a photo, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so fucking cool. But yeah, I'm going to say not overreacting.
I agree.
Not
overreacting
totally fine
at
photo
all.
to take. And I'm sorry that it went as far as it did. So, yeah.
Alrighty. My next story, or my next post, was posted by Mindless Tennis 4045.
I like tennis. You know, the way that they go. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I overreacting after I found out my boyfriend's online friend group I became part of 2 years ago has been just him the whole time?
You've just been online.
fuck off.
I can see you're not having any of my shit today.
Here's a little backstory before we read the actual conversation between OP and their boyfriend. I guess I should have been less oblivious, but since a little before we started dating in 2022, I was added to my boyfriend's, just friend at the time, 3-person Instagram group chat with what he explained were some of his closest online friends. The 2 other accounts seemed like real people because they had real followers and comments on their posts, and drastically different aesthetics/looks to them. We eventually made a Discord server for us, and that alone was convincing enough since multiple times we'd all be active at the same time. We never voice chatted, but I used to never voice chat either, so I didn't think twice. The group got closer, though, as more and more time passed since I was first added to their group chat. And last month, we got together and planned a research trip to Hawaii for August. We live on the East Coast of the U.S. Like, we booked
East Coast,
everything.
baby.
East Coast! East Coast, Beast Coast. Okay.
Beast Coast. Mr. Beast lives on the east?
Mr. Beast! So imagine my surprise when I'm over at his house tonight and his computer is open and I just want to log into my Google Docs when I accidentally stumble across, first of all, follower bot sites, and also him logged in and chatting with me as one of the individuals I thought I had become close with, and just got this sinking feeling. I didn't jump to that idea, I didn't jump to the idea that they could be fake either. I was like, maybe he just has their logins since they're all so close and is way too interested in their messages. But then I noticed their only chats were the group chats and the server. And the real kicker was the email address it was signed up under was his backup email with his full name. I quite literally snooped until he got out of the shower and caught me, which I'm not saying was right of me, but I couldn't help myself. During my snooping, I gradually became devastatingly confident that he wasn't behind just one, but both accounts. I've never seen his face so red, and he just absolutely panicked and started shouting at me to get out of his business. I couldn't even form the right words to say to him. In the end, I just walked out of his apartment sobbing. It's very early in the morning, I get that, but this screenshot is what he has to say, and I'm starting to feel crazy. Am I overreacting about my discovery?
Let's see.
Okay, so this is OP. I just want to know why. When it finally came time for the Hawaii trip, how were you going to explain that? What were you thinking? You know something I've noticed about you? You can never just be calm, and there always has to be an issue. I know you're raised in a volatile environment and still have to relearn a lot about healthy relationship dynamics, but it's like you thrive on chaos only. And we were gonna see Wicked tonight. Pfft, I guess there that goes. OP says, you can't be serious. I deserve answers. I am honestly so creeped out. Basically, half of my life for the past 2 years has been a complete and total lie, and you were behind all of it. And boyfriend says, okay, don't be dramatic. You know this isn't a big deal. You're just giddy to harp on this and make a bigger issue.
And then OP silenced their notifications, as they should.
No, I think that's actually the boyfriend who has notification silenced. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because why would it announce when you have your, you have your notifications silenced?
Does she?
Wow. Hey, so this guy sucks, dude. This guy sucks.
This entire time, I'm trying to figure out what the gain is behind this. And also, you had a research trip planned to Hawaii. Were you going to Ricky Stenicki the situation and hire 2 people?
Like, you fully booked a vacation to Hawaii, and what were you going to do? What were you going to do?
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, that's me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, a surprise! It was me the whole time. You've been fooled.
That's
Don't you
weird.
feel stupid? How
and
did
then
they,
to just
like, well,
belittle
obviously
her?
they just. Yeah, that's insane behavior, man. This type of crazy needs to be locked up for a long time. Send him away, kicking and screaming. Like, I'm trying to think how just the amount of effort that has to go into this kind of a scheme is just insane. Like, how do you? It's kind of like the stupid, like the world's dumbest criminals. Like, how do you expect to get away with this? And like, I mean, I get when you're so deep into something you can't stop, but holy shit, 2 years.
2 years of straight up catfishing your girlfriend is crazy.
Yeah.
That's
it's creepy.
It's beyond fucking creepy. Like, that's insane behavior. This top comment, they said, that is seriously so fucking creepy. He probably made those accounts to try to get with you back when you were just friends. And then you just continued with the lie after he won his prize. This is gross and unsettling. I wouldn't even want to be anywhere near him after that.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's wild.
That's a good point. That honestly, that's probably why.
Like, does this guy not have friends?
Apparently not real ones. Just some he made up in his head that are online.
OP said to that comment, looking back, they did hype him up an awful lot.
Yeah.
My skeleton wants to jump out of my skin.
Someone also said, are you sure you aren't dating the guy from You? This is seriously messed up. Get far, far away from this psycho. And OP says, as someone who's rewatched that show multiple times, you'd think I would have picked up on it sooner. Blinded by the proximity, maybe.
Yep, and now OP is never going to be able to watch it again.
No, so going to be like, well,
how long ago was this post? Like 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
They probably didn't get a chance to watch the finale because they didn't want to.
6 months ago.
Delete Instagram. Any new follows that you get, vet them, or just delete your Instagram.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't possibly imagine myself, or anyone that I'm friends with, for that matter, to go through a scheme where you have the follow bots, the having to find somebody's photos, I assume, to catfish your significant other into thinking that you have friends, 2 best friends. Man. I'm going to say something bold. Can I say something bold, bestie?
Hey, go crazy.
It's not hard to make friends.
Yeah.
If you try.
Yeah. If
you gotta put yourself out there.
If you believe, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately for us, we don't believe people are real, so this is a made-up story. Friends, what are they?
I've never had one in my life. We're not even friends. We're not figments of each other's imagination.
Yep. Why do you think I call you like something other than Brianna sometimes? It's because I forgot your actual name.
You said, who the fuck are you, dude?
I don't think you're overreacting.
I also don't think you're overreacting. I think you need to get the fuck out of that situation.
This next post was posted by
Sorry.
Agnomi on acid.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I overreacting for... It wasn't that hard, Daryl. Am I overreacting for ending a friendship because I refused to lie to her fiancé? So I, 29 female, recently ended my decade-long friendship because she, 36 female, cheated on her fiancé, 32 male. For some context, her and I were hanging out at her house one night. She has 2 roommates, 1 woman and 1 man. And we were smoking and just hanging out with her guy roommate, 23 male. So some time passes, and we all end up drinking some, and it's just a chill lit movie night. Are you on your phone?
Sorry, I'm not. I'm listening, though. I'm listening, though.
I know.
I'm listening. I said no.
Can you
I'm
imagine
sorry.
watching an episode of Smosh reads Reddit stories and Shane's like reading on his tablet, but then
That's
like,
why you're just
Courtney's
on the
like
screen.
looking on her phone?
That's why you're just on the screen.
Will?
And just
I'll leave it up to
zooming in on
you
me.
and what you want to do.
Just zooming in on me.
To be fair, I'm gonna look at my phone real quick. I have no
Go
notifications.
crazy.
I have no friends.
Damn, that's crazy. He said, I'm gonna look at my phone. Oh.
It's just my screensaver. Okay, where was I? So some time passes, and we all end up drinking some, and it's just a chill, lit movie night. Also, if you're wondering where her fiance is, he's off on business, and that's all I'll say because I don't want to put all of his stuff out there. Anyways, as the night was winding down, her guy roommate went up to his room to go to bed. Well, a few minutes later, my friend disappeared, and I assumed she just went to the restroom. Nope. Cue the sexual moans, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe someone in the house is just taking care of themselves. Until I hear what is very clearly my friend's voice moan her roommate's name. Now I'm just sitting there in the living room on the couch, mouth agape because I was blown away and thought I was tripping. Nope, I was very much hearing what I thought I was. They got louder, and after 30 minutes, she came downstairs and looked at me, and I looked at her with the, you did not just fucking do what I think you did. The guilt was all over her face, and as soon as I went to say something, she broke down in tears. Crocodile tears. She confessed to sleeping with her roommate just now, and I just looked at her. I told her she has to tell her fiance because they all live together, and she told me that she refuses, and the roommate said he would stay quiet as well. I just looked at her and shook my head because her fiance is one of my close friends as well. We all met at work, and they dated shortly after we all started to hang out. I told her I can't lie for her. She either has to tell him or I would. She threatened to kick my ass if I said anything to him. Such a big person. Such a big person. So I've just distanced myself from her, even though she's been blowing up my phone. It's been a week now, and I still haven't said anything to her. I don't really know what to say after she threatened to beat me up. Am I overreacting if I just cut ties? Should I tell her fiance? I mean, he's still my friend. I just feel like I'm in a mortality purgatory. Sorry if this is all jumbled. I've just been...
Mortality.
You might be in a mortality purgatory if you get your ass beat. Sorry if this is all jumbled. We're trying to process it all as it just feels like so much. Yeah. Oh my God. First off, your friend is so fucking immature to resort to violence because of something that they did.
And she's almost 40, and she's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. That's cringe.
Yeah. You want to know in my opinion, the most cringe excuse that you could have for cheating? I didn't mean it. I'm willing to bet that this friend is going to say that.
I didn't mean it. It didn't mean anything. Huh?
It certainly meant something.
It meant something.
Yeah. I hope they don't get married. There is an update, which we'll get to in just a second. Spicy update. Maybe or maybe not. I haven't read the update. But to answer your question, I don't think you're overreacting. 2, I think you should cut ties. 3, after you tell the fiance. And then get the hell out of town if you think you're gonna get your ass kicked.
And then run. And to just blatantly start sucking and fucking while your friend is there and being loud about it is nuts.
Like, I'm sure that the smoking and drinking didn't help things either, but
that's
not an excuse. Not an excuse.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that's stupid as fuck. Like, I don't understand the people that are in full-on relationships and they get a little under the influence and then they start getting all freaky with other people. When I'm under the influence, all I want is my partner. That's it.
When I'm
I've
under
never
the
understood
influence, I am...
Hello? So maybe don't be under the fucking influence. What the fuck? Hello?
We'll cut that out. That's not actually. I was trying to come up with the joke, but it didn't come out as a joke.
Yeah, you said, unfortunately, that was genuine.
We have the update.
Oh boy.
I don't know how to post the link properly, but look at my profile for context.
Okay.
So I have an update, and it's, I mean, a lot happened. And no worries, a friend is given permission to share what happened. So yesterday, I met up with my friend. The fiance, I'll use B for him so I don't have to keep clarifying. For some coffee, and I just got straight to the point. I told him about how our night started and that we were all chilling, smoking, and drinking like usual. Then I told him about hearing D, roommate, have sex with K, my other friend, his fiance. I said I thought I was tripping, but when she came downstairs after we locked faces and she broke down,
Locked faces.
I told him she had to let him know what she did, but then she got upset and said no, she wouldn't, and that D would keep the secret too. His face dropped as I was telling him this, and I could see his heart shattering. It was so sad. I then showed him all the messages Kay has been sending me and how she threatened me if I were to tell him what happened. He opened up about how he has had suspicions with the two of them, but he never had solid proof. He said that about 6 months ago they've gotten closer, and that he pressed Kay about how it made him uncomfortable how close she's gotten with D. Kay reassured B that there's nothing going on between her and D, and that D has a girlfriend. He does not. That was a lie.
Oh.
Whoo! You know the whole cliche bullshit. B took Kay's word for it and never pressed again, but he told me he has had this gut feeling for a while, and me confirming it just devastated him, but he said he was so happy I told him and confirmed his suspicions. We sat and talked about more personal stuff I don't want to get into here, but after we were done talking, he told me he was going to break up with her and move back with his parents for now. I told him that he can say I told him she's going to know it was me regardless. I didn't hear from Kay for most of the day until the evening. She started to blow up my phone with texts about how B left her, and it's all my fault. Oh, my God. Telling me I should watch my back and that she knows where I live. I didn't respond at all because she's just angry her actions were exposed. A few hours later, she showed up to my apartment screaming for me to come out so she can kick my ass. I refused and told her through my Ring camera that she could either leave or I'll call the police. She started screaming at me how I'm a homewrecker and how I broke up a loving couple and how I'm jealous of her and B and how I always wanted B for myself.
Girl, you're the one who fucked another man.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You're the homewrecker. Oh, my
Holy
God.
shit.
The deflection angle here is crazy. Which, honestly, is furthest from the truth. Unless B suddenly transitioned to a woman who is single, I have no interest. She finally...
Lesbian! Woo!
She finally stopped screaming after she didn't get what she came for and started to break down bawling on my porch. I'd be like, go cry on your own porch, bitch.
You're like, get the fuck off my property.
I told you I would tell him. I told her through my Ring camera, you need to leave. You're the one who caused this, not me. I told you I would tell him if you didn't, and you didn't, so live with the consequences of your actions, Kay. I told you to pursue B because I knew he liked you, and then you want to do all of this? Go fuck yourself, Kay. It's not obvious. If it's not obvious, the friendship is over. Call someone to come get you. Otherwise, I'm calling the cops for you trespassing. She started scream crying, and I called her mom to come get her because as shitty as she's acting, I really don't want to call the cops on her. Luckily, her mom came and got her within 10 minutes. She was
This
definitely
girl is
kicking
almost
and
40.
screaming the whole time.
Just keep that in mind.
I forgot about the age. I forgot about the entire time I'm seeing like a fucking like 19, 20-year-old girl.
No, 36. 36.
But her mom laid into her and let her have it once they got into the car. I only know that because her mom was screaming so loud I could hear her from inside.
Incredible.
Her mom texted me once they got home and apologized and promised that I would not be hearing from her daughter anymore.
Nice.
The mom. Never mind. I told her thank you for her help and then I blocked Kay's number, but knew the situation does not affect our relationship. Her mom is like a second mother to me. I'm keeping an open line with her just at a distance. As far as B goes, he went to confront D, and D didn't deny it. Don't deny it, D. B punched him in the face and ended up in a fight with D, but no one called the cops because D just accepted he deserved it.
Yeah.
So now, as far as I know, B is living with his parents again, and K and D are still in that house doing whatever they want now.
Whoa.
Yay!
That's wild, guys. That's pretty bonkers.
The capital B.
Bonks.
Yeah,
I think you did the right thing telling
yeah.
B. You definitely deserve to know because that's really fucked.
You did not overreact, but you know who did overreact?
Okay.
Okay. The only thing I'm going to disagree about on here is that I think you should have called the cops on her.
Yeah, she probably deserved that, but I also get, I get being a nice person, but man, if someone's fucking with you that hard, I think they should deal with the consequences of their actions.
Yeah, and she would have ended up getting a talking to from her mother the next day when she went to go bail her out of jail.
Yeah, but it's great that you called her mom and she just laid into her.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But also remember, almost 40.
Almost 40. You could have gotten her for trespassing, and you could have also gotten, like, if you showed those texts of the threats and whatnot, I don't know,
Yep.
you could get a restraining order. But
yeah,
sounds like Kay's mom
but also
is
ACAB.
the restraining order. But
the more you know.
The more you know.
All right, next one.
Next one.
Cool.
All right, y'all. This episode of Spicy Reddit Stories is brought to you by Nut Be Gone. Brianna is going to love this one. Our friends at NBG have an amazing product that can take any food containing nuts and take away those nasty allergens that would otherwise find some 6 feet under. In fact, the CEO of Nut Be Gone is so confident in this product that he himself is including unwrapped peanut butter cups, which have been extracted of any trace of peanuts. Go to freemynut.org today and use our code DaydreamOfNuts for 45% off your Nut Be Gone today. That's 45% off using our code DaydreamOfNuts at checkout. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring the unfortunate news that due to the recent lawsuit involving the Nut Be Gone and their CEO putting actual peanut butter cups into order shipments, we are making the decision to sever our sponsorship agreement with the company. On an unrelated note, I have to take Brianna to the hospital. So back to the episode.
My next post was posted by user JawRed. Am I overreacting? My roommate says only white people can be racist.
Yep.
Yep.
Take it from an Asian man. Take it from your... Yep.
Okay. I, male 32, have lived with a buddy, male 34, for almost a year. Known him for close to a decade. The more I live with him, I understand more and more of his disdain for white people. He told me that only white people are capable of racism, which hit me the wrong way. I told him many instances of me experiencing people being racist in multiple ways. I told him I knew a guy growing up that was black that hated anyone Asian, called them slurs, everything. That's just a person acting on racist tendencies. They aren't racist. When I told him
if that's... Sorry, keep going.
When I told him he beat up Asians, same story. Only white people can be racist. I got fed up and ended the conversation. Because saying only one race can do something is essentially the definition of racism. I left and said I wasn't going to pay rent to live with someone that believes that. Am I overreacting?
No. My God,
That's
this
just
is
a
like
person
this
acting
is like
on racist tendencies.
racism. Like this is the opinion of that only white people can be racist or something like that, or only another argument that I've seen mostly on Twitter is that black people can't be racist. Let me tell you about a story that happened to me very recently. I went to Mass Mocha, and my girlfriend and our friends were
Damn, that was
out at dinner.
racist. Wait, racist? That was racist.
This was racist? Recent racist. Put it in Urban Dictionary and then tag Brianna in it.
That was funny.
I'm sorry, that's the funniest fucking thing you've ever said. Hang on, what were you trying to say to me?
Say it was that recent, so yeah, racist.
Yeah, at the time of recording, this happened 2 weeks ago. So we were out at dinner. Well, we're on a diet, so I'm going to tell you guys this story. So I'm standing in line at the bathroom, and this black man walks up to me, and he's going to the bathroom, but then he stops in his tracks, turns around, looks at me, and asks, "Are you Japanese?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm Korean." And he's like, "Oh, like, okay, sorry, I didn't want to like be like offensive or anything." I'm like, "Nah, you're good, man. It's all good." He said, "I was just curious because I've been studying some Japanese lately, and I've been like looking for opportunities to talk. Japanese, Korean, they're basically the same language, right?" And I'm like, "Nope, they're not.
Very different Asian."
Go pee now." Like, did he outright say something hurtful to me about my race?
That was more.
No,
I feel like that was more ignorance.
that was like, yeah. I don't know if that story can even fit in the context of this, Will. If it doesn't,
Racist.
keep it out, but also keep it in because racist was the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard Brianna say.
I don't know what happened. Oh my God.
But
anyway.
Ignorance, racism, it is ignorant to think that white people are the only people that can be racist.
Granted, I do think white people are the most racist that a race can be, but they're not the only race that is racist. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The whites got a whole thing going on. They need to figure them out.
Especially in the last 8 years.
They've all been there, but now that our leader is very proudly and openly racist, now they're out and about. Now they're like, yeah, we can be loud. They've always been there.
Yeah. But you know what, guys? In all seriousness, we can be louder.
Yes.
And I think that in many ways we have been louder.
Yeah.
I think that as much as it pains me to promote violence, go punch your local Nazi in the face.
Absolutely.
You know,
they
crumble
being peaceful
really
has
easily.
done nothing so far. So now we gotta be louder.
Yeah, they crumble really easily. All you have to do is just punch them in the face.
Yep. And they'll be like, "Why'd you hit me?"
Again and again and again. I don't think you're overreacting.
No. There's 3 little edits. First edit. I didn't expect this to be so divided. A lot agree that my roommate is correct. I guess some people truly believe only white people have ever been racist. To those saying it has something to do with power, this is just an individual event where I, the white person, holds no power. Distinguishing between systemic racism and individual racism may have been a point I should have addressed. Edit again. I didn't think it needed to be brought up, but my family was actually enslaved. Alright. I may be white, But since the power imbalance keeps coming up, his family was never enslaved, to his knowledge, while mine was. Okay, don't know why there's a competition on that, but it's okay. Last edit. I no longer care. The majority proved to me that this is racist and I should be offended. Some of y'all, I don't know what to say. I know this is the internet, but I firmly believe there is a large crowd that assumes because I'm white, I'm going to start lynching people.
Oh.
Whoa, which is incorrect. Everyone have a great day and just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Well, that escalated very quickly.
Yeah, holy shit. On that end, also, it is incredibly ignorant for anybody of any race to think that just because someone's white, that they're going to do something that extreme or that they have racist beliefs because they, because, fuck, I'll say it, because of the color of their skin.
Because the color of their skin. Just insane. It's
humans in general have just been shitty to other human beings.
Yeah.
And it's fucked.
It is fucked.
We're all fucked.
This world is fucked. But I will say, white people are usually behind the most fucked things.
but that's not the boat we should be going for here. But there's good people out there too.
There are good, absolutely. There are allies. But, white people, you're on thin ice.
Okay, Brianna, next story.
Okay, your turn.
All right, a little more lighthearted one on the here. This post was posted by specific bass. I never know if it's bass or bass because they could be a bass player, they could be a fisher, or they could be both, which in that case is bass.
Could be a bass player, they could be a fish.
Yeah, they could be a fish. Am I overreacting? My partner jumped in a tiny pool. They could be a fish. All right. Over Labor Day weekend, my 37 female partner, 42 male, currently living together but separated for close to a year now, we're hanging out in our backyard with our two kids, 6 and 4, while I was in the front yard doing yard work. I needed to grab a shovel from the back, and I came through the fence to see that he had changed into a bathing suit and was telling the kids he wanted to show them a cool trick. I stopped in my tracks when he pulled a plastic picnic table over to our inflatable above-ground pool. It's about 2 or 2.5 feet deep. Picture the next size up from the plastic blue fishy ones. To my horror, he told our small kids he was going to do a cannonball, and he climbed up on the table. I yelled at him to get down because the table isn't stable enough to hold an adult man. He ignored me and did a cannonball. You will be unsurprised to hear that he landed on his lower spine directly on the bottom, which is a tiny sheet of plastic resting on a rock patio. Yes, he hurt himself and could barely walk, but no, he did not die or become paralyzed. I tried to calmly ask him what the fuck he was thinking doing that, especially in front of our kids. He wouldn't give me a direct answer and was trying to play it off like a joke. I personally hate when people weaponize wellness checks when they're upset with someone, and we haven't been getting along perfectly. But I started to actually wonder if he needs to talk to someone because he was either that out of it that he thought he would float, or he was trying to hurt himself and didn't give a shit about traumatizing our two young kids. I was taking them to see my family. Partner was invited, but he didn't want to come with us. So I settled on sending a vague text to his sisters, asking them to call and see how he's doing. I don't know how much they know about what's going on, but they agreed to check in. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but it's been several days, and I'm still just completely enraged that he set such a bad example in front of them, acting like it's okay to do something like that that could have killed him. He's hobbling around the house and having trouble sitting. Is it possible that someone could reach their actual 40s not knowing how dangerous it is to cannonball into shallow water? He's been swimming in different settings his whole life. Well, jeez, man.
Fuck around and find out, I guess.
I want to know how many times this man has seen the Jackass movies. I'm OP's partner, and this has traumatized my kids and my wife and my spine.
And my spine. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, man. I want to know what the dumbest thing you've done for the sake of look at this moment. Check out this trick. Have you ever done anything like that?
Hey,
maybe
watch
not to
this.
this degree, obviously, but maybe as a kid, hopefully as a kid. Please say as a kid.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I remember once I was at school and we were all like, I think it was like recess or some shit, but we were on this like stage and there was like a big, you know, like it was high up. It was high up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for some reason I was like, I'm going to jump off of this.
Oh boy.
And then I jumped off of it and I landed weird on my arm and I sprained my arm. I was like, maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Ooh.
So then I had my arm in a sling for a bit.
God. For me, I can't remember how old I was, but my parents told me recently at my grandfather's funeral, they were telling stories and stuff, and my mom was telling me about how I've always been like a I almost said show off, but not a show off, but like I've always wanted to like entertain people, even as a little kid, and I had told
an
them that I
attention
was
seeker. I was kidding.
yes.
Yes.
So this was at our old house, and they had a ladder out back. We were just about to go out on a camping trip, and they had the ladder out, and I wanted to climb up it and be like, look how high I am, everybody. And I fell off of this ladder, and I chipped my 2 front teeth. And I had to go, they called our family dentist, and I had to go in on a Saturday morning, like for an emergency dental fix. And
Damn.
like, yeah. Granted, I'm pretty sure they were just my baby teeth, but I was going to have those baby teeth for a minute. So,
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want to have Bucktooth Darryl. How the hell else was he going to grow up and become a YouTuber? Be on camera.
I have a chipped tooth.
My adult teeth would have gone. Oh, yeah. How did you do that?
My tongue ring.
Guys, I'm trying to get the hang of it.
So I have a very bad habit of like biting down on it and just like fucking with it all the time because it's like a good little fidget toy. And one day I fear I bit too hard and then it chipped. And I was like, oh, whoops.
God.
And I just have that.
All right. 3 updates. 1, yes, I cared that he got hurt. Before I left, I brought him ice and Tylenol and lunch. What did you bring him for lunch, though? That answer matters. It doesn't actually. 2, not sure if he was high or drinking. That hadn't even occurred to me. 3, I'm not joyless and evil. I've been doing cannonballs with the kids all summer in bodies of water that are deeper than a toaster.
Real.
1 more update. The picnic table he jumped from was adult-sized, standard height. I honestly appreciate the variety of answers. I feel validated, but also calmed down a bit. Good internet. Just pat on the head. Good internet. Man. Yeah. Honestly, the things that people do for attention.
It's hard out here, man. Well, now he knows to not be a fucking idiot.
Yep. We used to do backyard wrestling on trampolines. My friends and I and my brother.
Trying to break your fucking neck.
I almost could have one time. Like
I almost could have.
We had like plastic patio furniture and also like plastic toys that I would set up and we would use them as the weapons or whatever because we were going to use actual steel chairs and
You should
tables.
have. You should have.
And one time I had a spot where I was going to be on the outside of the trampoline, and my brother was going to run towards me and just check me off the side.
Oof.
And on the side, we had, you remember those little tyke, it was like a tent thing, but you could connect them and you could crawl through them. We had that set up underneath a like long plastic table that my parents were getting rid of at a garage sale. And I put this freaking like the tunnel thing underneath the table as padding. He runs, checks me off, and I just throw myself off the trampoline and go crashing into this thing. If I did that now, I would probably be in the hospital.
Yeah, if you did that now with your old man body, you would die.
I am 29 going on 30 in a couple months. I would probably be fine.
Maybe. Or you'll crumble.
No, I wouldn't. I meant to just say, don't call me old.
Don't call me old.
You stupid Gen Zer.
Aren't you also Gen Z?
I am a boomer. Okay?
I've never seen you so loudly and proudly say it. I am a boomer.
You've been saying it for like the last 3 years of this show.
Yeah.
And it's about time that I accept it, baby.
There you go. You accepted it. And I'm proud of you.
But no, I'm a millennial.
Really? I thought you were like on the last year of Gen Z.
No, I'm 1995. Yeah, I don't think you're overreacting. I could tell that you're not joyless and evil because of the toaster joke. That was good. That was very good, OP.
That was a good one.
Yeah, no, honestly, like for the way that you reacted to it, you could have just not given a fuck because you're separated. You could have just you obviously still care about your ex-husband. So you just didn't want to see him get hurt, and especially in front of you and the kids. Yeah, currently living together but separated for close to a year now. Yeah. Not overreacting. Next post.
Yeah. Alrighty, my last post was posted by Throwing Purple. Am I overreacting? Roommate insists on putting a camera in our bathroom. So for context, me and my roommate, who I will call Ella, started off as acquaintances, and we quickly realized that we both wanted to move into the city, so we decided to live together shortly after. We've been living together for 2 years. Ella has recently started seeing this guy for 2 months now that she invites over a lot, which I have no issues with. This information will be important for later on. Ella explains an issue that she noticed about a week ago. I ask her what it is, and she tells me that she thinks that her soaps and scrubs look way less full than she saw last time. I was a bit confused because I've never laid hands on any of her shower supplies, so I thought it was just her boyfriend since he occasionally takes showers when he sleeps over. After that, she kind of just changed the subject and forgot. Fast forward a week later, she knocks on my room door and I allow her to come inside. Right when she comes in, she immediately has a look of annoyance and vexation. I ask her what's going on, and she informs me that she is infuriated I'm using her expensive shower soaps.
You ask her, why are you using my shower soap?
I explained to her that I've never once put my hand on any of her shower supplies, and she basically tells me that she does not believe me. At this point, she is starting to scream and wail, so I am telling her to calm down and be quiet. I'm thinking to myself that Ella's boyfriend also showers in her bathroom, so I'm confused as to why she didn't question him, so I bring it up. She tells me that her boyfriend is resolute and insisting that he did not do it, and since she trusts him, she believes him. Ella gives me an ultimatum and tells me that she will begin putting a camera that only she will have access to the footage to, and if I don't like it, I can move out.
Whoa.
I cannot afford to move out at this time since my family has already moved away, and I go to college in this city. I was like, whoa. Apartment prices where I am is also much more expensive than what I'm paying now. However, I do not feel comfortable with Ella looking at videos from when I would use the bathroom. That means that she can see me shower, use the toilet, etc. She says that the camera shouldn't be a problem unless I'm guilty of doing it, since she's also a woman. It just sucks since we only have one bathroom as well. Am I valid with my boundaries? Am I overreacting?
Yes. No.
No.
I would not want someone having any kind of footage of me in the bathroom
I don't
doing
give a
my
fuck
business.
who you are. You're not going to be looking at me in the bathroom. You don't need to know what I do in there.
Yeah.
I fight demons in there. And you're not going to witness
The bloodbath.
the bloodbath, the straight up duel, the battle. No, you are not overreacting at all. I would feel so uncomfortable if my roommate was like, "Hey, I'm going to start watching you while you're showering and using the toilet and just doing anything and everything in the bathroom."
Jesus, you know how to avoid all of this? Take your stuff that you think people are stealing
And just keep it
put
in your
your
room.
own fucking room.
Literally just keep it in your room and then you don't have to fucking worry.
Yeah, literally no need to like threaten or like say that you're going to put a camera in the bathroom because now you look like an insane person.
And the whole thing, because I am also a woman. Who gives a fuck? You can still be creepy.
We all poop.
We all poop.
We all pee.
We all
Doesn't
shower.
mean you have to see it.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Weird as
man.
hell. Weird as hell. Weird as hell. There's two little
Unless
updates.
OP doesn't go for it.
Unless OP doesn't what?
Unless OP doesn't own shampoo or cleaning, like body cleaning products of their own. Body cleaning products.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, first update. Ella talked to me this morning and suddenly dropped the issue. I don't know if I can trust her since out of spite yesterday, she did tell me that she could easily install the camera and hide it. I've been so stressed about it that I've not even used the bathroom yet. Girl.
Yeah, no, I would call the landlord and be like, "Hi, ham, don't tell anyone.
Hey, can you like check this
bathroom
fucking
installed?"
Yeah. Update 2. I just got back from work and I am positive the camera has been installed in a hidden I just got back from work and I am positive the camera had been installed in a hidden location. Ella was in the bathroom for a long time and I heard a bunch of noise. Not bathroom noise.
Your parents come in and they're just like, "Bro, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's happening?"
When I went back into the bathroom to check, I couldn't find a camera. I genuinely have no idea what to do at this point because I have no proof of any cameras.
Oh, man. She's trying to make you feel crazy.
Yeah. This top comment is suggesting exactly what we just suggested. Tell her to lock her products up in her bedroom, and take them in the bathroom when she showers, so she's the only one with access to them. And OP replied to that saying, I did actually mention something like that, which I forgot to include in the post. And excuse for this is that she should be comfortable with putting all her stuff in the bathroom since she shouldn't need to inconvenience herself by putting her shower necessities where it shouldn't be. And then someone replied to that saying, and you should be comfortable shitting without surveillance. If she wants to monitor her bath soaps, she needs to take them out of the bathroom, period. If she keeps being an idiot, you can print up legalities about it, but you have rights in your apartment to not be surveilled. Your lease gives you rights as well. Talk to your landlord about putting a lock on your bedroom door.
Praise Jesus.
Hard facts. Facts. Anybody watching Love Island? Facts.
I haven't.
You know, yeah, it's valid.
Isn't there another like dating show on an island, like Queer Island? Queer
Island. Hey, where's that? I want to go. I want to go to Queer Island. Like, hey guys. Yeah, no, this is insane behavior and definitely very weird. Someone said, fake? Do you know that this is a serious crime? And OP replied saying, I just researched it since people are replying illegal, and I can say I'm educated on the legalities of it now. However, I'm still kind of stumped on what my next action is. I just don't want to cause unnecessary trouble with someone I live with. I don't think it's unnecessary to not want to be recorded in a very intimate moment, which is using the bathroom. Very intimate and vulnerable moment.
Yeah. Yep. You need to stand up and say that you're not going to accept living with someone who wants to put video surveillance in a bathroom.
That's
Like,
weird as hell.
there's a reason why in public restrooms and stuff, people don't even install cameras in there either. It's I am more than willing to bet that it's illegal and you could get the cops involved in on this if you really wanted to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you should definitely talk to your landlord first of all and be like, "Hey, this is what's going down." And then like I'm pretty sure there's like different devices or whatever the fuck that you can get that can like detect a camera. So you should get a lot of people use them in like Airbnbs, hotels, like anywhere like where people can be really weird and install cameras in like hidden locations. So you can get one of those and just like search the entire bathroom if you really feel like she did something. She put something in there. Yeah,
that's good. And also look for things that in the bathroom that may not have always possibly been there.
Yeah.
There was an incident where I used to work where somebody had gotten caught putting a camera in the women's bathroom.
Yep.
And it was disguised as a phone charger brick.
Yep. It's really weird.
Those things exist.
There's also like alarm clocks and just like clocks in general. There's like remotes. There's like lamps. There's a whole bunch of like very inconspicuous items that can be disguised for camera use.
So keep an eye out for items like that as well.
Yeah.
It's like, Ella, why do we have new lamps in the entire apartment?
Ella, why are there 5 lamps in the bathroom?
Don't worry about it.
God, what a creepo. Alrighty.
My final post was posted by Splashy. Am I overreacting? My sister's husband basically stole a TV during Black Friday, and everyone's acting like it's fine. This just happened during Black Friday, and I'm still processing it. My sister and her husband, Mike, went to Walmart for their Black Friday sale. According to them, it was absolute chaos. Hundreds of people everywhere. Barely any workers. Total mess. Mike managed to grab one of the doorbuster deals. A huge 65-inch TV that was marked down from $899 to $399.
Wow.
Apparently, yeah, that's wild, dude. Apparently, the checkout lines were so insane that people just started walking out. Like, literally just pushing their carts through without paying because there weren't enough workers at registers and security couldn't handle it. What the fuck is wrong with people? What the actual fuck is wrong with people? Thankfully, like, Black Friday seems to have chilled down a lot more.
Yeah, I remember when it was like a full-on war, a battle.
Yeah. And I'm sure in some busy areas, in some like certain parts of the country, it is. But or the world, not just the United States celebrates Christmas. God, Darryl, stupid. And my sister and Mike joined them. They walked out with a $400 TV because everyone else was doing it.
Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You said Christmas.
Oh, wait. Christmas time. Christmas time. I mean, Christmas time.
Stupid.
Stupid. Ow, that actually hurt. Oh my God.
I heard that. Oh, no. That was crazy, King. That was crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, no.
I like pain. And the devil said I took that personally. Walked out with the TV because everyone else was doing it, and quote unquote, the store should have been better prepared. You know the thing, lest story or 2 stories ago when I'd said, "What's the dumbest thing you've ever done for attention?"
Uh-huh.
That could be a new one right there for me.
You
Anyway,
fucking slamming your head against your microphone?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a soft microphone. You'd think that it wouldn't hurt.
Nope.
The part that really bothers me is that they were bragging about it at family dinner yesterday, right in front of their kids, 8 and 10, and my kids, 7 and 12. They were laughing about their quote-unquote amazing deal like it was some funny story about outsmarting the system. I pulled my sister aside and told her this was basically stealing and sets a terrible example for the kids. She got defensive, saying I'm being dramatic and that big stores expect this kind of loss during sales and that it's not really stealing because the store, quote, couldn't handle their own sale properly. Mike jumped in saying I need to chill, and I'm probably just jealous I didn't get any quote-unquote deals. I'm honestly disgusted by the whole thing. Later, my kids were asking me if it's okay to not pay for stuff when stores are really busy, which just proves my point about what message this sends. My sister hasn't talked to me since I called her out, and my parents are saying I should apologize for quote-unquote making drama and that it's none of my business. But someone needs to say something, right? Am I seriously overreacting here? Everyone's acting like this is just normal Black Friday behavior, and I feel like I'm going crazy. Bro, this is why kids suck now. This is why kids suck.
Suck. Man.
Because you have parents over here setting terrible examples for their kids. I know I probably sound like a boomer, but this is not okay behavior. The way your mouth just unnaturally just goes down into like a triangle is insane, dude. Will, can we get a freeze frame of that and put it up on screen right now and put some chilling, disturbing music on there and zoom in, zoom harder, zoom a little bit more? Good.
I looked at myself and I said, ugh.
New style thumbnail. Yeah, you ever like make a face and you see it back and you're just like, oh God.
Like, God.
Oh,
why'd I do that?
Top comment, great role models with the eye rolling emoji. My son found a high schooler's wallet the week after Christmas loaded with gift cards.
Damn.
And a decent amount of cash and brought it home. Yeah, Christmas, not to be confused with Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. We found there was only one person listed in the phone book with that name. In parentheses, okay, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
So we called them and spoke to her parents. The girl came to pick up the wallet from our place and was so happy she gave my son $25 of her own money as a reward.
Oh.
It was a perfect teaching lesson for him and absolutely reinforced doing the right thing. I can't imagine just letting him keep it. Not overreacting, and your sister and brother-in-law are dishonest knuckleheads.
Dishonest knuckleheads. Mioho. Yeah, so I have 2 wolves inside of me fighting right now. Right?
Yeah.
Because stealing from people, terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should never steal from people. Big corporations.
Right? I wasn't gonna say anything about the big corporations bit.
But you see big corporations.
But you see,
maybe a little here and there is okay.
But think about this. The normal people, the underpaid people that are manning these registers and
yes.
The security, the underpaid security and whatnot. I feel bad for them in that regard.
Yes, if they get like direct repercussions from all of the stealing, then yeah,
blame Brianna.
Then that's
because she said it was okay. She said it was okay.
Let me.
I'll let you.
If there are direct repercussions from all of the stealing and all of the hoolery that is happening in that, then no, guys, do not do that. But if it's from lack of preparation on the higher ups and all the people that are making money regardless of whatever the fuck happens, then it's okay. Then it's okay.
I'm proud of you for bringing it around like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
My mind is blown.
But all in all, don't steal because you're going to get caught probably and then go to jail. And that's not fun.
Yeah. And aren't corporations like Walmart and Target, they keep track over time the amount of things that you steal, so
they've started like
up.
locking in now.
Yeah. So this was your one.
This was your one, and that's it.
Mike and Molly. Don't do it. Don't do it again. Let this be but in all seriousness though, like again,
it's not worth stealing. It's truly not.
Yeah, but like real quickly, I can't get out of this story without talking about the consequences that this is going to leave onto the kids. Like, yes, you could probably tell them like, no, what we did was wrong and you should never do it. But
fuck the billionaires.
But you do have to set a good example for your kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that they were wrong in doing what they did because it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the kids asking if it's okay to not pay for stuff when stores are really busy. Like you're sending the wrong message, guys.
Yeah. Big facts.
If anything, despite how wrong it is, sit your children down and tell them about the complications of systematic oppression and
capitalism.
And
Capitalism.
how we need to eat the rich.
Yes. And I've always said that.
Yeah. Although, to be quite honest, if we actually ate billionaires,
they wouldn't taste good. They would taste like microplastics.
They probably wouldn't taste good. Yeah, they would taste like microplastics, depression, and unseasoned Brussels sprouts.
Oh. Not unseasoned. I do love a good Brussels sprout, though.
Yeah, me too. Y'all love a good Brussels sprout? Subscribe to the channel today.
Well, Hools.
All right. That was Spicy Reddit Stories.
Guys,
bye.
If you're interested in binging all of the other 100 and something episodes that we have already done, there's going to be a playlist linked at the end of the video that you can just click on. Or if you don't feel like waiting, just go on our channel, go to playlists, and it'll be right there. Spicy Reddit Stories. Go watch them.
Have y'all been enjoying the weird ads that I've been doing?
No.
Because you're going to keep getting them until I get massive complaints to stop doing them.
Fair.
So, yeah. Until I see the comment section littered with people bullying me for that, I'm not going to stop. So, yeah.
Live your truth,
Brianna,
gang.
let me know if you want in on that.
I do.
Okay, cool. We'll do sometime.
Okay.
All right. Guys, We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.